Hi everyone, welcome to shelf number 6. Just 5 games to go over, although there's 1 or 2 big ones there. Let's just get the elephant out of the room first, alright? Tack. Somebody on the previous video I did made the comment of, oh, I'm interested to see when you talk about a certain shelf so I can see if you are a Patrick Rothfuss fan. I had to Google the name when you said that because I wasn't entirely certain what they were on about. And then I looked at this box and I was like, oh, you mean this? But wait, what's so significant? And oh yes, and then it clicked to me that the background to this game is something like it came out of a book, which then was in a TV show or something. I honestly can't fully remember because, to be honest, I don't really read other than rule books, and I know nothing really about the background of this game. So in terms of being a Patrick Rothfuss fan, I'm sorry, no, barely know the guy. But I didn't get into this game because of its history. I got into the game because this looked like an interesting 2-player abstract game. And certainly it wasn't the fact that it's called a beautiful game. I mean, what? Although, it does look interesting. But Tack's an interesting one. I mean, a 2-player abstract strategy game where you've got to try and build a bridge to connect a road to connect one side of the board to the other. And with this, you use these funky pieces, like, you know, these rectangular pieces that are slightly different, and the big pawn and little curved ones. And the idea is that you're trying to build the bridge, but your opponent can put blocking pieces on your thing. You've got a pawn that can kind of knock them down, or, you know, get rid of other pieces. There's a few intricate rules in there, but there's a very tense back and forth. It has a lot of strategic application to it, and I like 2-player abstract games. You know, 2-player abstracts like Yinch I've got in the other room and a few others, I enjoy them. You know, it gives me that feeling of chess with some different rules in there. I mean, Onitama is basically an abstract game. Yinch, Kamisado I've got, you know, Tack's another one. I enjoy a good, solid 2-player abstract. That's why it's in the collection. Nothing to do with the title, nothing to do with its background, I'm sorry. But if you got into this because of its tight background and that, and it did justice, then by all means, good for you. Hive Mind. This is a party game that it just works. It sounds a bit like a Todd from Bethesda games. Yeah, trust me, unlike him, I'm actually telling the truth about these things. But Hive Mind. This one is a solid party game, and you wouldn't think it. I mean, you think, what's this? This being alike is like, oh god, you know, puns. But this one works so well. Think of this as categories in reverse. In categories, you know, you had to write down a word and you were trying to be different from everyone else. Opposite thing here. It's technically a bit like cockroach poker on that shelf, where you have only one loser and the rest win. You know, so it's just don't be the loser. Great, easy mechanic. But with this, you're coming up with, like, somebody reads out a clue word and we say, like, name 5 things you can fit in your pocket. And the idea is that everybody writes down 5 things, and they're trying to come up with answers that everybody else will as well. So you are, unlike just one and a few others like that in categories, this one you actually want to think like the other players. But that can generate its own barrel of laughs as well. Because with this, you read out the comments and you'll always get those situations. I mean, you'll get a few where it's like, okay, things you can fit in your pocket. Phone. And then you find that everyone's put phone. Okay, well that was a bit of a waste because everybody put it. But then you get like the classic moments where somebody like puts down coins. What, no one? Oh, come on! You know, as someone that, and everyone's just like really flabbergasted how it's like somebody could not put the word that they did, and then somebody else comes by and like puts down a word that's like fluff. It's like, fluff? What's fluff supposed to be? Oh, I put that, and me too. It's like, what? It's like, it just goes completely mad. And a funny story about this actually. I got shown this by my friends Ricky and Lee at Dice Portsmouth, and there's a funny story with this. At one of their events, we got to play this, and when they showed me it, and we deliberately trolled. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Ricky or Lee, but we trolled one of them to basically, when he ran off to see some people, we deliberately said that the next clue word that they already read out, which I think was named 3 methods of communication, we deliberately said what 3 answers we were going to come up with, and they were going to be weird, wacky answers that made sense, but what on earth? And I'm trying to remember exactly what they were, but you know, we got him to read his answers first, and he put like telephone and, you know, sign language or whatever stuff like that, and he's kind of like, no, I didn't think of that. I mean, that didn't seem obvious enough. And we're saying these things, and he's like, okay, what is going on here? But then one of us then starts reading out our 3 things, and I'm trying to remember what we had. I mean, we had Oh, what did we have? I know the last one we had, which was we had smoke signals. That was one. So I was like, oh yeah, smoke signals. I mean, I use them all the time at home. You know, I just put them in my garden. It's like, what? And the second one I think was something weird, like it was either sign language or it was the tin and string or something. We did something weird. I just can't remember exactly what it was. But I remember the third one that set him off. I set him off like, come on, what is going on? Was I think the third one was Semaphore, as in the flags, the flag communication, and he just went livid. It was so good. So good. And then we did reveal to him that, yeah, we were trolling you, mate, but it was just worth it for the reactions we were getting out of him. But that aside, even if you're not trolling in this game, you get a lot of laughs from everybody. Simple rules, everyone gets into it, you can make up your own clue words. It's just nice and simple. This is a party game that needs to be in every game cafe out there. Right, speaking of party games, Eat Poop You Cat. Stupid title. Telestrations, a lot better. Telestrations, the Chinese Whispers drawing game. This one is just straight up, who cares about the points? And I know some people who actually play this game and still score up points. Shame on you. Shame on you. You know, you do not play this for points. You play this for the hilarity of putting down choosing a word, and then drawing a picture, and then passing your flip chart around, and having everybody guess what the word is, then draw a picture, then guess a word, then draw a picture, until eventually it comes back round to you, and you understand how shampooing becomes milkshake, for example, you know, and we get some weird ones. I'm not a fan of when people do the crude versions, where basically people put in like rude words and stuff like that. Not a fan when people take it to that level. I mean, we don't need telestrations after dark. It's kind of weird. But, you know, with this one, just simple words. I mean, like, you know, and it's made better if you can't draw. I could not draw my way out of a paper bag. You know, what's the Blackadder quote? Is I have the artistic talent of 3 colorblind hedgehogs in a bag. That is my drawing ability. So whenever I give a chart to someone, I have to apologize profusely because I accept that even if it was something relatively simple like frog legs, I can't draw a frog. I can't draw frog legs. You know, fruitcake. I'll draw a rectangle with some dots on it or something, but I can't draw something that looks like a cake. You know, so I really do suck at drawing. So it makes these ones even more hilarious. The only annoying thing with this is that you kind of need 6 players or 8 players. Odd numbers work a bit weird. It's not good with less. I find that I only bring this out when I've got 8 players. 6 at a pinch because it's still even numbers, but it is kind of dependent on that. But this one generates a lot of laughs. Usually because of my incompetence. Not alone. This nice little simple one here. I haven't played this for a while actually, but I've got an expansion in it with some more stuff. And this is a 2 to 7 player game where, you know, you have an alien on the planet and the rest of you are survivors. And it's all against one. So the alien is trying to effectively drive you insane and devour you, and the survivors are trying to last long enough for the relief ship to get there. To do so, you play these cards face down simultaneously to say what locations you're going to trigger certain effects. The alien is also trying to figure out where you're going. So if the alien goes to a location you're going to, then you essentially lose lives, you get driven insane, and it accelerates the alien to win the game. So the idea is that the survivors have to play this kind of mind game with the alien to try and dodge it, while also speeding up the relief ship, because if you just sit there doing nothing, you will lose. You need to speed it up because eventually the alien will just win out of sheer attrition. But it's a solid game. The only annoying thing is that it's very group dependent on ability, because you can have that one person who just doesn't get it, constantly gets caught by the alien and pretty much tanks the game for the survivors. You know, this is definitely skewed in favor of the alien. If the alien loses this game, the survivors either got really lucky, worked excessively well as a team, or got the best cards ever to deal with the alien. It's pretty insane, you know, how often the alien wins in this, but it's good fun, it's a good challenge, and for me personally, I just like to see how long I can last. You know, like, oh, the alien won overall, but I never got caught. You know, that was good. It's a solid one, this. And then, yes. The big one. Check out my review for this. I think I did yes, I have done a review for this one. I know I have, and I certainly put it on my top 10 retrospective of 2018 list. You can check out more on there, but it's a big one. Vindication. This is a solid game by Orange Nebula. I mean, it is basically a sandbox point salad Euro game. with theme. It's kind of hard to describe. You know, your idea being that you're washed up on this island and you're going off to vindicate yourself while like pretty much doing whatever you feel like. Do you want to get a posse of companions? Do it. You want to go harvest Tomb Raider relics? Do it. You want to upgrade your personality? Do it. You want to go kill monsters? Do it. You want to upgrade your mount? Do it. It's so much stuff that you can do in this game, and you've got all the choice in the world based on some objectives that vary every game, based on the layout of the map that's different every game. But it is a Euro game at the end of the day, because yes, okay, there is some theme with some of the characters and the fact that you're doing all this cool stuff, but it's kind of dressed on because at the end of the day, you are pushing these cubes around your various traits like courage and knowledge and that, and you're trying to use those cubes, spend them in order to acquire the cards like the relics, the personality traits, and the companions. And pets, love the pets. But it's got some cool like variable expansion tiles that you can use, some like ways to vary the game up, a couple of modules in there. The expansion I think threw in a solo mode as well. But I just love this game. I inject the theme myself, I have to admit. But the mechanics of generating like your attributes is really cool. And it just seems to like work for me on a point salad level, because I love sandbox games where I can decide what I want to do. What do I want to do this game? I want an army of followers. I'm going to do it. Will it work? No idea. I'm going to try it and I'm going to have fun with it. You know, this one doesn't feel like it's restricting you. You have the choice. It's up to you to go and do it. But, getting a bit noisy about that. But yeah, love this one. Check out my review for more details. But this one is not leaving my collection anytime ever. I was going to say anytime soon. Anytime ever. So, big shelf there. This one's next. Oh god, there's a lot of heavy games on that one. But maybe this will prove a point that I do like heavy games, people. So I'll see you on that video. Take care. See you next time.